Welcome to Create and Orchestrate. Today, we're going to talk about finding your confidence. I'm Marcus Whitney, and this is Create and Orchestrate. So I had lunch with a very, very close childhood friend of Jacob's and a new friend of mine, Jay Ellis. He's doing a great new podcast called Public Announcement with his partner, Chris Black. It's always great to sit down and have lunch with Jay because he's just got incredible perspective and he's great at providing feedback. And so one of the things he was telling me, he watches several of the shows and he wanted to give me some feedback. And he said, man, it's incredible, like the ambition, it's just pouring out of the screen from your videos, but there seems to be a little bit of a gap in terms of where people may be when they're watching that video and the level of ambition that you're putting out there. How can you tell people how you got to be confident enough to just talk about this ambition? I actually had a friend call me last week and ask me the same question, like, how did you get to this point where you got your confidence? And there have been several moments in my life where I've kind of gotten that confidence, but there are two main things that I believe I get most of my confidence from. So one is hours worked, right? There are two periods of my time where I actually feel like I was very, very confident in my ability to do what I was doing. The first was my very last year at Emma Email Marketing as Director of Technology, because I had been writing code for 7 years and I've been leading teams and I had seen that itty bitty company grow up into something that I knew one day was going to be very, very solid. It was undeniable. It was clear I had done that and I had put in 7 years of work as a programmer and as a baby manager. And so at that point, that was the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. I knew I had mastered, at least to the degree that I was comfortable with, I had mastered all of that stuff. And there wasn't any more that I could learn there that was going to apply to me being an entrepreneur. So I was confident enough to step out in the world and be an entrepreneur. Now, I haven't been confident as an entrepreneur maybe more than 12 months. Last year, this time at Jumpstart Foundry, we threw the first year of our Health Further event. And it went over really, really well. And for me, it was the culmination of, for the first time, running a team in a way that I thought I would respect somebody else if they ran a team that way. I thought the culture of the team was great. The event was very successful. We had made some good investments that year. We were clearly on a growth trajectory. That was last year this time. That was only 12 months ago. Prior to then, I would not have been comfortable talking to you about entrepreneurship. I just wouldn't have been there. That was the result of 7 years of work as an entrepreneur. I left them in 2007, right? So, it took me from 2007 to 2014, 15, 16 to get to the point where I was even confident enough to talk about this. Why am I telling you all this? The point is, the confidence doesn't come overnight. You don't just jump from ambition to this level of preparedness. You don't just jump from ambition to this level of competency. You don't just jump from ambition to this depth of knowledge in an area where you really are an expert and you can take on all this stuff. It might mean you need to work in a startup environment for a couple of years just to get the hang of things and to understand what it really means to be part of a business and what it means to work for somebody who's leading a startup. So one day when you are leading that startup, you can be empathetic and you can also kind of think about some of the things that you wish that leader had done for you. Those are the types of things you might need to do. The road to entrepreneurship is very, very long, and the road to being a good entrepreneur feels even longer, right? So I don't want anyone to think that because we're making this show, I have some expectation that the majority of you are just gonna finish watching this show and go out and start a business. No, like it didn't happen that way for me. I damn sure don't think it's gonna happen that way for you. The point is, I wanna make sure that you are able to understand all these different concepts around entrepreneurship, and then go get the experience necessary for you to get the confidence. This show is not going to inject confidence into you, right? It's your own life experience and your own sense of accomplishment is going to get you to that place of confidence where you believe you can take that entrepreneurial step, right? And that may be working in a certain career where you believe you've become a master of that career for 7, 10 years. If so, do it. Nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? But you are going to need to have that confidence because when you're an entrepreneur, Look, most of the time we run around here without the answers. We don't know what we're talking about, right? It's like we're just trying to figure it out every single day. And if you're not confident in yourself that you can be in that world of ambiguity where you don't have all the answers and everything is not set out in front of you, you're gonna fold. You're gonna fail. So I do think confidence is incredibly important, not because you're gonna be this egotistical monster and that's what it takes to be a leader, more because entrepreneurship is really hard and most days we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know what we're gonna face. We have to have that confidence to get through the day and believe even when we don't know what's going on, we can make it. It's important. So that's how I got my confidence. I hope that you're valuing everything you're doing today. If you're working for somebody, awesome, right? But take notes, be aware, become a master in that area that you are, because that's gonna help you later on in your entrepreneurial career. So finding your confidence, it's important, and just love where you are right now. It's contributing to you building your confidence. One love.